Good evening from the Old House Resort, where I'm here to take part in a VIP experience on Nemesis Reborn. Looking forward to taking part in this. This experience is priced at £90 or $76, I believe, if you do have the medal annual pass. However, it does include express parking and a one-shot fast track for Nemesis Reborn, which I will use in a moment. Looking forward to going behind the scenes on this thrilling attraction, which includes going up the lift hill, going in the tech bunker and having a look around the brake run and operator's cabin as well. As I've just said, looking forward to getting behind the scenes on this amazing attraction, which opened at the park all the way back in 1994 and then was retracked for the 2023 season, opening in 2024 as Nemesis Reborn. It's now time for me to use my one-shot Nemesis Reborn fast track, which is included as part of your VIP experience ticket. After that excellent back row ride on Nemesis Reborn, which was nice and intense and very thrilling, we have now headed over to the VIP experience meeting point, where you will meet. The experience commences 45 minutes after ride close. Ride close today is 4 o'clock, so the experience is scheduled to start at 4:45. The experience began when we met at the sign 45 minutes after ride close, where we were then met by the VIP team. After that, we were taken down to the Eye, where they introduced themselves, told us a bit of backstory that they had working at the resort. Then we just had to sign a little bit of paper saying that we understood all the safety rules and regulations, obviously going behind the scenes on a ride. After that, we then went into the station and locked off the ride, which is standard procedure across all rides, which you have to do when going in the ride area. This was very interesting to see, as we were able to go in the cabin, have a little look around in the station area, and at that point we were given phone holders to place our phones into. Our phones had to be in these for the duration of the tour, which is why there's a bit of glare on some of the pictures that you will see. The experience is priced at £70, as I did mention, at the resort, and I think the Merlin Annual Pass holder price is a little bit less than that, but do check the website for all the details. After that, we were allowed to take a few pictures in the station as they explained some things, such as the heaters on the ride, which you can see in the top of the picture, which allows the ride to run in 0-degree temperatures, so that does lead to the possibility of winter openings. After that, we were then shown the cabin, showing all the operator's panel, the AV system for the ride, how that all works, all the different PA systems and things. They also did show the lock-off procedures and how to enter the ride areas, and how they dispatch trains and stuff, which is very interesting. Here's a little look at some of the kicker wheels and the track in the station area, which you're allowed to take a few pictures of. These are the feeder wheels that take the ride through the station area, and these are the heaters that I mentioned earlier. After that, we were then taken out onto the front of the ride area, where we were shown some of the CCTV cameras, had a chance to take a few pictures in this area where they gave us a few facts, and then we began to climb the 40-foot lift hill on the ride. They did say that the lift hill is 40 foot, but from the top of the lift hill to the bottom of the loop is about a 108-foot drop. So obviously Nemesis Reborn is quite a small ride, as the park can only build below the tree height, but it was very interesting to see. As I did mention at the resort, the tour does also include express parking and a Nemesis Reborn fast track. So with what we got, I do think the experience is pretty good value for money. After that, after they said all their facts and things down there, we began to climb the lift hill. It was actually nice and easy to climb the Nemesis lift hill. Nice and easy, just hold onto the handrail, so no faffing around with harnesses, which was quite nice. We were able to stop on the way up and take a few pictures. We've got some great views across the valley, particularly looking down towards Toxicator and a bit of Galactica as well. We also saw some amazing pictures of the entrance archway to the ride. And also, while we were in the op cabin, they explained how they do the queue times and the riders per hour on the attraction. Here's a nice shot taken from the front of the ride station platform. And here's a few shots looking towards the helicopter from the top of the ride. The rides team are also great at taking pictures and videos for you, and so you can have a few selfies and things like that, which was great. The ride staff were very friendly doing it. Here's another look at a few pictures looking down towards the helicopter in the valley, and here's a look at the CCTV camera. I did say that the biggest item lost on the ride is obviously phones and cameras. So make sure if you are going on the ride, please put them away. When we got to the top, we were able to spend some time standing around at the top, having a look around where they gave us some more facts about the ride, and were able to answer any questions you had. They did a few question and answer points, but if you did have a question, you could just drop that to the team and they would answer it at any point during the tour. As I said earlier, nice and friendly. After that, we began to climb back down, where I had a nice discussion with one of the team members about whether the ride could operate over winter. They said that theoretically it could, but that's more of a Merlin decision. Here's a picture of me in the John Wardley position at the top of the lift hill. And here's a look at the wind measurement thing on the top that measures whether the ride can operate and how windy the ride is. Again, as I said, here's a nice look down towards the ride entrance. And that's a nice video I took down towards the lift hill. You can take photos and videos everywhere apart from in the tech bunker, which is where we went to next. When we went in there, we saw a lot of nice merchandise, including old cassette tapes from when the ride first opened, wristbands and things used by the entertainment team on the very last day of operation of the ride, and also a nice name badge of John Wardley, the original designer of the ride. After that, we then went out into the break run where we got some nice views of the final inversion and a look down into the tunnel. Here's a look at the back of the station platform area, which is always nice to see, and also the please undo your seatbelt sign. Here's the tail of the station, which is always great to see, as obviously they did redesign that. Here's a nice look at the train, all parked there, and I did have a nice picture with the train as well. I've also would like to just say that it was very detailed. They gave us a lot of facts as well, and they also did say that they have that when John Wardley does come to the ride, he does join the main queue line, which I thought was quite nice, and they do like it whenever John Wardley does come down to the ride. After that, we had a little look round in the brake run area, could take some pictures of the brakes. They added additional magnetic brakes to the ride, and also a fact I thought was quite interesting was the fact that it took only 3 people to paint the Nemesis track when it was installed, which obviously would have taken a lot of time. After that, we then headed back round into this station after having a few more little looks at the final inversion and down into the tunnel. And also another fact that they did say was in the tech bunker, we also got to see that the AV system for the ride, like how they do all the amps and all the controls for the music around Forbidden Valley, which was quite interesting. The music in that, the amps and everything in that tech bunker controlled everything from Subterra all the way down to Galactica, but they did say Galactica is on its own audio system. It was great to get behind the scenes of the ride and see all how it all works. They gave us a detailed view of the cabin as well at the start, as I mentioned, and in there they showed us all the errors of that they can see on the ride, which tech obviously finds quite useful. And also as part of this experience, we did get to hold some Nemesis ride parts, which was great to see. After that, we then headed back into the station to look around the station a bit more, take a few pictures, and wrap up the tour and asking any more questions that we had. The rides team also did mention the fact that there is a methane alarm built into the ride, which obviously, because it is built in a pit, they have had to have, as there is a small chance of methane gas being released. This has never gone off in the history of the ride, but did have to be there. After that, we then went back into the station, and they gave us a few little gifts as part of the tour. We got a Nemesis Reborn certificate that shows that we've gone behind the scenes, which gave the date as well, which was nice, and we also got a behind the scenes pin badge. From everything we got on this tour, I thought it was great value for money, provided some very detailed information on the history of the ride, how the ride operates, and going behind the scenes. I'd definitely recommend, if you haven't already done so, checking out this experience, as it is great value for money and goes behind the scenes on one of the park's legendary coasters. Obviously, Nemesis did open in 1994 and was reimagined into Nemesis Reborn for the 2024 season. It was great to go behind the scenes. Shout out to the ride staff. I think it was Georgie, Sam, and there was one other one as well. But I'm sure shout out to you guys. You did an amazing job on the VIP experience. I definitely recommend booking onto it if you haven't already done so. And also, I'm sure at some point I'll be going back to check out the Hex behind the scenes tour and the Oblivion and Wickerman track walks. My next VIP experiences should hopefully be the Swarm and Hyperia lift hill climbs at Fort Park, which I'm very much looking forward to do. They have said at the moment that they have been cancelled recently, so hopefully I'll still be able to do them. But what my final thoughts, it's great value for money experience, obviously including the express parking and fast track as well, and it was nice to get some gifts at the end. That concludes the Nemesis Reborn behind the scenes VIP experience, which I completed on the 24th of April 2026. And there's one last thing left to say from the Alton Towers Resort and Nemesis Reborn. Get out there and keep riding and subscribing. Thank you very much for watching.